Today I want to ask you something. If you were buying a car this year, and you had the cash sitting in your account, would you pay cash? Most people over 60 would say yes. Immediately. Without hesitation. No debt. No interest. No monthly payments. Just hand over the money and drive away clean. And I completely understand that instinct. A lifetime of careful money management built it. It feels responsible. It feels safe. Here is the problem. In 2026, paying cash for a car could cost you significantly more than financing it, not because of the car, because of your taxes, your Medicare premiums, and a brand new rule that came into effect this year that almost nobody in retirement has been told about. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why, and you will have a simple, clear strategy that keeps more money in your pocket. Stay with me, this one matters. Before we go any further, I want to be straight with you. I am not here to tell you to go into debt. I am not here to defend car salespeople, and I am not selling anything. What I am going to do is show you something that most retirees never find out until after they have already made the decision. And once you see it, you will not be able to unsee it. I have watched careful, intelligent, financially responsible people quietly overpay on car purchases. Not because they were careless, but because the system was built in a way they were never shown. I do not want that to happen to you. So let's go through it together, step by step, in plain English. Let me start with the belief itself, because understanding why it feels so right is the first step to understanding why it can go so wrong. Most people who have managed money carefully their whole lives share one core principle. Debt is the enemy. Pay cash, own it outright. No monthly payment hanging over you, no interest going to a lender, and honestly, for most of your financial life, that was excellent advice. But a car dealership is not like most financial situations. Here is the thing most people do not know. When you walk into a dealership and announce you are paying cash, you have just handed them a significant advantage, not because cash is bad, because of how dealerships actually make their money. Let me explain this clearly. A dealership has two main ways to profit from a car sale. The first is the price of the car itself, the number you negotiate on the forecourt or the showroom floor. The second, and this is the one most people never see, is the finance office. In the US, after you agree on a price, you are walked to a small office at the back of the dealership. You meet a person called the finance manager. Their job is not paperwork. Their job is to add profit to your deal through financing, extended warranties, gap insurance, paint protection, and documentation fees. On an average car sale, the finance office adds somewhere between £1,500 and $2,500 of pure profit to the transaction. In the UK, the same structure exists, just with different names. The finance product is usually PCP, Personal Contract Purchase. There are also gap insurance policies, extended warranties, paint and fabric protection, and various add-ons presented as standard. And in the UK, there is something even more significant that we are going to come to in a moment. Now, here is why announcing cash changes everything. The moment you say you are paying cash, the finance office profit disappears. Gone. And the dealership has to recover that lost profit somewhere. The only place left is the price of the car. This is why cash buyers, despite feeling like they are in control, consistently pay more for the same car than people who finance it. Not because they negotiated badly, because the system was designed this way before they walked through the door. Let me show you what happens before you even reach the negotiating table. Take a woman I will call Barbara, 68 years old, retired teacher, lives in Swindon. She has been saving carefully for 3 years for a new car and has £18,000 sitting ready in her current account. She walks into the dealership on a Tuesday morning, confident, prepared. She has done her research. The receptionist hands her a form, name, address, contact details, and right at the bottom, cash or finance. Barbara ticks cash. She does not know it yet, but that single tick just changed how the entire conversation is about to go. Before she has even spoken to a salesperson, a note has gone onto her file, cash buyer, which in dealership language means the finance profit is off the table. We need to hold the price. By the time Barbara sits down to negotiate, the salesperson already knows she is paying cash. They have already adjusted their approach. The price they are willing to come down to has quietly changed. Barbara negotiates hard. She is not a pushover. She gets what feels like a good deal. She drives home pleased with herself. What she does not know is that the man who sat down after her, who said he was thinking about financing, was offered a lower price on the same car. Because the dealership knew they would make their money back in the finance office. This is not illegal. It is not even unusual. It is simply how the system works. And the only way to beat it is to know it is happening. Now, for everyone watching from the UK, I need to stop and cover something that has been all over the financial news, but has never been properly explained to a retirement audience. Over the past 2 years, the Financial Conduct Authority, the FCA, has been investigating the UK motor finance industry. What they found was that for years, car dealers were adding hidden commission to finance deals without telling customers. Here is how it worked. When you took out a car finance deal through a dealership, the dealer was often free to set the interest rate themselves within a range the lender allowed. The higher the rate they set, the higher their commission payment from the lender. And they did not have to tell you any of this. You thought you were getting the rate you were offered. What was actually happening was that the dealer was quietly increasing the rate to earn themselves more money, and you paid a higher monthly payment as a result. The FCA has ruled this was unfair, and billions of pounds of compensation claims are now being processed. If you bought a car on finance in the UK at any point before January 2021, there is a genuine possibility you were overcharged, not because you did anything wrong. Because a commission arrangement you were never told about quietly increased the cost of your finance. The good news, you may be entitled to a refund. The process is straightforward. You contact the lender who provided your finance, not the dealership, and make a complaint about discretionary commission arrangements. The Financial Ombudsman Service is handling these cases, and the deadline to claim has not yet passed for most people. If you bought a car on finance in the UK before 2021, check whether you are owed money. Go to the Financial Ombudsman Service website. Search Motor Finance Complaint. The process is free, takes less than 30 minutes to start, and could result in a meaningful refund. Now, for everyone watching from the United States, I want to tell you about something that changed this year, something that makes financing a car, if you were already considering it, significantly more financially attractive than it has ever been before. For as long as most of us can remember, car loan interest was not deductible on your federal tax return. Mortgage interest? Yes. Business loan interest? Yes. Car loan interest? Never. You paid it and absorbed it. The tax code gave you nothing back. Starting with the 2025 tax year, that changed. For the first time, you can now deduct the interest you pay on a qualifying car loan, up to $10,000 of interest per year. Now, before I explain how it works, let me be very clear about who this applies to. The loan must have been taken out after the end of 2024. The vehicle must be new, not used. It must be for personal use. And the final assembly must have taken place inside the United States. That last requirement matters, because it disqualifies some vehicles from brands that sound American if they were actually assembled overseas. Ask the dealer specifically, where was this vehicle's final assembly? Before you sign anything, let me show you what this means in real money. Take a man I will call Robert, 66 years old, lives in Tennessee. He is buying a new truck, final price $38,000. He has the cash sitting in his IRA. Option 1. He withdraws $38,000 from his IRA and pays cash. That $38,000 withdrawal is added to his taxable income for the year. At his tax rate, it costs him around $7,600 in federal income tax. On top of that, if it pushes his income over the Medicare IRMAA threshold, his Medicare premiums could increase significantly for the following 2 years. Total real cost of that car could be $38,000 plus $7,600 plus Medicare surcharges. Option 2, Robert finances the car at a low manufacturer rate. He keeps his IRA intact. He draws only a small portion each year to cover the payments, keeping his annual taxable income below the IRMAA threshold. The interest he pays on the loan, up to $10,000, is now deductible, and his IRA continues to grow in the background while he is making those payments. Same car. Completely different financial outcome. The cash option can cost Robert thousands more, in tax, in Medicare surcharges, in lost IRA growth, than the financing option. Not because financing is always better, but because in 2026, for a retiree drawing from a traditional IRA, the tax picture around a cash purchase can be genuinely punishing in ways that most people never see coming. So what is the right approach? Let me give you the simple version, because it really is simple once you understand the logic. Step 1. Never announce cash at the door. Walk in. Say you are considering your options. Negotiate the price as though you might finance. Get the best possible price first. The salesperson is far more motivated to discount the car when they believe they will make money in the finance office. Use that. Step 2. Go through the finance office, but negotiate everything. Every single product they present in that finance office is negotiable. The extended warranty price, negotiable. The gap insurance premium, negotiable. The paint protection package, negotiable. They will not tell you this. But it is true. Everything on that desk has a margin, and they would rather sell it to you at a lower price than not sell it at all. Take your time. Ask questions. Do not sign anything you do not fully understand. Step 3. Check for low-rate manufacturer financing before you decide. Right now, in both the UK and the US, certain manufacturers offer finance rates significantly below what you could earn on savings. In the US, there are currently several models available at 0%, 1.9%, and 2.9% manufacturer financing. If your savings are earning 4% or 5% in a high-yield account, and the manufacturer is lending you money at 0%, you are being paid to finance that car. Every month you carry the loan at 0%. Your cash is earning more than the loan is costing you. In the UK, PCP deals with low interest rates are available on several popular models right now. The key is to know the total cost of the deal, not just the monthly payment, and to negotiate the price of the car before you discuss finance terms. Never discuss monthly payments first. Always negotiate the price first. The monthly payment is how dealerships obscure the total cost of a car. A £200 a month payment sounds manageable, but stretched over 4 years, at a high interest rate, the total cost can be thousands more than you realized. Always calculate the total amount payable, not the monthly amount. Step 4. If you were going to pay cash from an IRA or pension, talk to someone first. This is the step most people skip entirely. Before you withdraw a large lump sum from a traditional IRA or defined benefit pension to buy a car, speak to a financial advisor or tax professional about the full tax impact of that withdrawal. In the US, a large IRA withdrawal in a single year can push you into a higher tax bracket, increase the taxable percentage of your Social Security, and trigger IRMAA Medicare surcharges that arrive 2 years later. In the UK, a large pension withdrawal can push you above your personal allowance threshold and create a tax bill that arrives months later, often without warning. In both cases, spreading the cost of a car purchase across 2 or even 3 tax years through carefully structured smaller withdrawals can save you significantly more than any discount you could negotiate at the dealership. I told you about Barbara from Swindon at the start. Let me finish her story. When Barbara's daughter found out her mother had paid cash for the car, she was not worried about the car itself. She was worried about the £18,000 that had come from Barbara's ISA, because Barbara had been saving that ISA carefully for 20 years. It was growing tax-free. It was the financial cushion that gave her genuine security. And now it was gone. Spent on a depreciating asset, in a single transaction, in a way that could not be undone. The car was fine. Barbara loved the car. But 2 months later, when her boiler broke down, and she needed £2,400 for an emergency replacement, the ISA was no longer there to cover it. She had to dip into a different account, one that triggered an unexpected tax bill. Barbara is not a careless person. She is one of the most careful people I have ever spoken to. But nobody had ever shown her that the way she paid for a car, the very act of paying cash, would have ripple effects that spread months and years beyond the day she drove off the forecourt. That is the thing about financial decisions in retirement. They are rarely just about the decision in front of you. They are about the second and third consequences that follow. The tax bills, the lost growth, the emergency fund that was not there when it was needed. This is why it matters. Not the car, the ripples. I want to say something before we finish. If you have already paid cash for a car in recent years, please do not take this as criticism. You made the best decision you could with the information you had, which is all any of us can do. The point of today was not to make you feel like you got it wrong. The point was to make sure that next time, whether that is your next car, your next major purchase, your next big financial decision, you have information that most people simply never receive. You have spent a lifetime being careful with money. That carefulness built everything you have. And carrying that carefulness into retirement means staying curious, staying open, being willing to question even the instincts that served you well for 40 years when the situation has changed around them. In 2026, the situation has changed, and now you know. If this video showed you something you did not know before, please share it with someone you know who is planning a car purchase this year, because the dealership is not going to explain any of this, and most financial advisors do not cover it either. And if you want honest, plain English guidance on retirement money, the decisions, the rules, the strategies that actually affect your life every single week, subscribe. No jargon, no products, no agenda, just the truth, explained clearly, so you can keep more of what you have earned. One thing to do today. If you bought a car on finance in the UK before 2021, go to the Financial Ombudsman Service website and start a motor finance complaint. It is free. It takes 30 minutes, and you may be owed money. If you are in the US and considering a car purchase from a new IRA withdrawal, speak to a tax professional before you sign anything. The tax impact of that single decision could cost you far more than any discount you negotiate. The best financial decision is always the informed one. I will see you in the next one.